Johnny Depp is in talks to return as Jack Sparrow in a new Pirates movie. Marty Supreme starring Timothée Chalamet drops its first trailer. Harry Osborn has apparently been cast in Spider-Man Brand New Day. New documentaries on Martin Scorsese and Charlie Sheen drop trailers. Scooby-Doo is getting a live-action remake. We got our first look at Daniel Day-Lewis in his latest role back from retirement, and there's so much more to discuss this episode of Movie News, where you get one movie daddy, just me by myself. Anthony is traveling, so it's just me taking you away, James, with our movie news. Let's start off with this Pirates of the Caribbean news with Johnny Depp. It's being reported by multiple outlets that Johnny Depp has been in talks to return as Jack Sparrow for Disney in a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. And apparently, if the part is well written, then he's very enticed by it, and they think he would do it. This is really interesting news. They've been trying to make, I feel like, a Pirates reboot for years, ever since everything that went down with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard years ago. This feels like a decade ago now. This is quite the redemption arc for Johnny Depp if he does get to star again as his most iconic character in an eclectic career of performances. Jack Sparrow, an absolute fan favorite, helped build such a massive franchise and IP with his incredible performance as Jack Sparrow. And, you know, starting off with getting his statue taken away from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride to getting it put back in. Maybe this is going to be another sign that a redemption arc continues for Johnny Depp, who's trying to make a comeback in Hollywood films, but this would be the biggest possible way to do it. I think fans would go crazy, and this movie would probably make $1 billion freaking dollars to see Johnny Depp back as Jack Sparrow. That's what people want at the end of the day. Let's talk about a trailer for a movie I've been dying to see, Marty Supreme. We got our first trailer and first poster of Josh Safdie's effort directing by himself without his brother, starring Timothée Chalamet. The film follows a young man with a ping pong dream no one respects, who goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness based off a real guy. This is in theaters December 25th, which means they're clearly going to be chasing some awards this season upcoming, and Timothée Chalamet looks amazing in this role. Just a stark difference compared to, you know, Paul Atreides and Dune and recent performances he's been doing, but this is just looks like a really, really entertaining film. It's a period piece. I love everything about it, the production design, the wardrobe. Timothy looks amazing in this movie. He's just so supremely confident, pun intended, and Marty Supreme as a ping pong rising star, trying to get fame and fortune, basically overconfident, which could lead to a downfall. I don't know, but kudos to Josh Safdie for making a great-looking drama and comedy at times, it looks like, about a ping pong player when the sport's just growing dramatically in the United States. I can't wait. This movie looks really exciting. I would not be surprised to see potential nominations here just based off the trailer alone for Timmy, possibly for Josh directing. It's going to be interesting. Josh and Ben both have movies kind of coming out around the same time because The Punching Machine comes out pretty soon, right? That's what the one with Dwayne Johnson's called. The Punching Machine? The Wrecking Machine. What is it called? I think I'm right. The Punching Machine. I'm pretty sure I got that right. But I've been wrong many times before. I'm wrong. It's called, what's it called? The Dwayne, hold on, let's figure this out. Johnson fighting movie. The Smashing Machine. I knew I'd get there. That's coming out. I mean, that's premiering at, I think, the New York Film Festival. No, the Venice Film Festival in September. And then looks like they'll both be going up against each other this fall Christmas season. That's pretty exciting. Let's talk about Spider-Man stuff as well. Before we continue, check out this awesome F1 poster over my right shoulder, provided to us by our great sponsor at movieposters.com. Use our code today, Raiders10, to get 10% off your order at checkouts. Also, we have an affiliate link with the website. It'll be in the episode description of this podcast or Instagram bio, wherever you can find us. You use that link, you'll get us a commission on all orders. Use that coupon code Raiders10 to get 10% off your entire order. Go to Movie Posters today, the best selection of posters you can find on the internet. Apparently, Harry Osborn has been cast in Spider-Man Brand New Day. The best friend of Peter Parker, who, of course, his father is Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, and becomes look at little Green Goblin here. Joe Keery, fan favorite from Stranger Things, and the musician behind Joe, D-Joe, I think it's just Joe, is rumored to have joined the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Rumors suggesting it could play Harry Osborn. Who knows? That'd be really exciting. I think that's a really good choice. I think Joe Keery's really talented, very charismatic. He's got a great aesthetic, and people love him. And I think that's a great choice. And I know I keep seeing people complain online, the same characters why are we doing the same villains? I mean, it's a Spider-Man movie. You kind of have to have Harry in there at some points. I guess you could do a movie without him, but it's a Spider-Man movie, guys. We get the Joker in Batman movies. We get Spider-Man this. We get Lex Luthor in Superman movies. It's just the way it is. I have no qualms with it at all. Give me all the Harry Osborn that we can. We also got this really cool teaser from that first day of filming from Spider-Man Brand New Day. Of course, we had people all over the city streets of Glasgow, Scotland, taking photos and videos of Tom and the stunt team filming sequences there. But there's an official little kind of fun little teaser trailer that was created by people on set doing BTS footage and of everything going on. That also got released as well, which is really cool to get some high-quality stuff of what it's like on sets, of Tom interacting with the cast and crew, which is really cool. I like this a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's what the fans want, you know. You might as well give them high-quality BTS stuff right away because they're all filming and recording pretty good BTS stuff, but maybe you want more control of it and have a better quality version of it out there on the internet for people to see since they're doing it anyways. Theaters, July 31st, 2026. Tom Holland is going to have a crazy summer because he's got Odyssey on the 14th. And then this 2 weeks later, and then doesn't he have another movie in June? I can't remember, but the guy is on fire. If he's probably in Doomsday. Let's talk about Warner Brothers. They're having a historic run right now. Warner Brothers has become the first studio in history to have 6 consecutive films earn $40+ million in their opening weekends domestically. This started with Minecraft, Sinners, Final Destination Bloodlines, F1, Superman, and now Weapons. And the really great thing about this statistic is half of them are original films. Of course, we have Final Destination Bloodlines, the legacy sequel, reboot, remake. We have Superman, the third version of the character this century, as well as Minecraft, which is based off a very popular IP. But then we have Sinners, F1, and Weapons, all original films, original stories, not based off anything. Yes, F1 takes place of F1, the sport, but half of these movies are original ideas, original stories, original scripts, not based off anything. And that's really exciting news. And because of this, studios and Warner Brothers are taking notes, and they're going to start pushing more original stories to get made for their movies versus years and years in a row of countless remakes, sequels, legacy sequels, reboots, whatever, prequels, origin stories, which there is a place for those in Hollywood. There always has been. There always have been sequels and remakes. I mean, there's 100 Frankenstein movies, 100 Dracula movies, whatever. But prioritizing original films is important because clearly with Weapons opening over $70 million globally in its opening weekend, which is absurd, audiences are telling studios, we want original stuff, guys. Make some original stories. Yeah, we like Superman a lot. We love Final Destination movies. The kids love Minecraft, but let's get some original ideas. Sinners, F1, Weapons, huge hits this year. F1 is the most successful film of the year for IMAX. I think it's generated $90 million alone just for IMAX theaters, which is incredible. So more original stories. That's what we want. That's what the audience is telling people right now. We also got our first look behind the scenes of the filming of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew, which is the first film in Greta Gerwig's Narnia franchise for Netflix, which will also get released in IMAX theaters only next year. Set in 1950s Britain, it appears unknown actors have been cast as the 2 leads. Their names are, I don't know their names, but they're playing Gregory and Polly. This film will also star Emma Mackey, Daniel Craig, Carey Mulligan, and Meryl Streep. So we shall see. They're filming right now, deep in production. Next up, let's talk about Fast, F-A-S-T, starring Brandon Sklenar, Lakeith Stanfield, Jason Clarke, and Trevante Rhodes. This was written by Taylor Sheridan, a very prominent writer these days. He gets so much stuff made. The film follows these all have been cast recently. The film follows a former commando who must lead a black ops strike team against CIA-protected drug dealers in his town. Sign me up. Taylor Sheridan's a great writer. Daniel Day-Lewis is back, everybody. He's out of retirement, and his first role after retiring 8 years ago is in a movie directed by his son, Ronan Day-Lewis. We got our first look at this movie, Anemone, and we don't know too much about it, but it's really exciting just to see Daniel Day back. You know, I always thought that either Spielberg or Paul Thomas Anderson would be able to pull this guy out of retirement, but turns out his son was able to do it. And it's a movie about fathers and sons and brothers, family bonds, which are explored as complex relationships and unfold through personal journeys and generational conflicts. So it seems like a bit of a time jump film. The rest of the cast also includes Sean Bean, Samantha Morton, Samuel Bottomley, Adam Fogarty, Sophia Oakley-Green, and several other actors. So I'm very curious about this film. Co-written by Ronan Day-Lewis and Daniel Day-Lewis. They wrote the film together, directed by Ronan Day-Lewis. Really exciting. I believe it'll be coming out this year. We'll see. I'm sure it'll have a festival run. Fuse. We got our first look at David Mackenzie's heist thriller Fuse, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson and Theo James. Aaron Taylor Johnson is just on the hood of a car with a sniper rifle. The film follows the discovery of an unexplored World War II bomb, sparking a mass evacuation, giving the perfect cover for a heist. Really great idea. Sign me up. I like David Mackenzie as a filmmaker, and ATJ is an awesome actor. Let's go. 2 bits of Scorsese news here. We got our first look at Scorsese acting again after his Emmy nomination for The Studio in Julian Schnabel's In the Hand of Dante. Also starring Oscar Isaac, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Gerard Butler, Al Pacino, and John Malkovich. What a cast. But Scorsese's got a long white wig and a long white beard, prosthetic nose. Looks awesome. Looks like Scorsese Dumbledore. And then we got a teaser trailer for a 5-part Martin Scorsese documentary titled Mr. Scorsese. It includes interviews with Scorsese himself, his family, Steven Spielberg, Robert De Niro, Leonardo DiCaprio, as well as his longtime editor, Thelma Schoonmaker, and more. It releases on October 17th on Apple TV. There's also another documentary for a Hollywood name. Charlie Sheen is getting a documentary dropping on Netflix on September 10th. Basically, he's sober and he's unleashing all of the drama of the last 20 years, which has been a roller coaster, plus his entire career. It seems pretty entertaining, and a lot of people from Hollywood in his life are going to be dishing out tea on him. And sign me up. I mean, I always thought Charlie Sheen was a really entertaining guy. He was such a big star. He was arguably the biggest star in Hollywood for almost 10 years, and then was the highest paid TV actor of all time when he was on 2.5 Men. And then the lawsuit where he won several $100 million, I believe. Absolute crazy bonkers Hollywood story. Some news on Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds shared a possible Avengers Doomsday tease on Instagram where with a red marker he made his own Anarchy A over the Avengers A. Shrek 5 has also been delayed. Of course it has. Beyond the Spider-Verse and Shrek 5 will now release within the same week in June in 2027. No one knows really why the movie got delayed. It seems to be the norm these days, especially with a lot of animated features. People are coming out saying that it's the same situation as Sonic, where people are like upset about the aesthetic and the look and the tone of Shrek 5 after they dropped a little teaser. But they probably just need a little more work with the animation and CGI. Nothing to worry about. Scooby-Doo. Netflix is making a live-action Scooby-Doo series. Is looking to begin this fall because, of course, everything needs live action, even though they already have live action, but they need a series now. Paramount Plus has acquired the rights to exclusively stream UFC events in the United States. All right, this one is interesting. Rambo news. Of course, we're getting the young Rambo origin film. Noah Centineo has been cast as Rambo. Jalmari Helander, who made Sisu, really cool action movie, is set to direct the film. I guess he kind of looks like Sly a bit. He's obviously Italian. But all I got to say is if they're going to do this right, Noah's got to get fucking shredded. He's got to get ripped. because Sly always embodied the character in such a strong physical way. Obviously, he got enormous later on in the film, but even the first Blood film, he's still in incredible shape. So I think if Noah can get absolutely shredded and yoked for this film, then sure, sign me up, whatever. It is what it is. Legacy sequels, origin films, reboots, they're just never going to end. Hopefully it's good, but they got a really good director attached to this. We got our first trailer for Steve, starring Cillian Murphy. The film follows the day in the life of a head teacher and his students at a last chance reform college. This releases on October 3rd on Netflix. I'll watch anything that Cillian Murphy is in. Absolutely. Sign me up. We have some Jurassic World news. Jurassic World Rebirth has passed 800 million worldwide, currently the third highest grossing movie of Hollywood in 2025. But it'll be the first Jurassic World movie made that does not clear $1 billion, which for the studio is not what they wanted. These movies always break a bill. Very expensive movies to make. This budget, I think, was around $300 million, just production budget on this film. Plus marketing was off the charts. So maybe they made a profit on this, but obviously they got to keep the IP going. And I think fans and audiences, they're starting to tune out a little bit of these legacy sequels. And Jurassic World Rebirth not making $1 billion is a pretty jarring thing to see. But also, the first 3 Jurassic Park movies are on Netflix now, streaming. So if I was you, I would go check those out. I mean, even the first 2, at least the first one. But even the second one, I feel like we don't know how good we had it with the Jurassic Park movies. I saw Jurassic Park at the Hollywood Bowl, live orchestra, 2 weeks ago, 2 nights in a row. That theater, what is it, 30,000 people, something like that, 20,000 people, packed every night. A movie, 32 years old, is still putting people at a stadium seating experience to watch a movie. They'll never get back to that, but at least the originals are on Netflix. And I mean, Spielberg made the second one. Still a good movie. The first one's iconic, though. There's a new Angelina Jolie action movie coming out. The Initiative. She'll reunite with her Mr. and Mrs. Smith director, Doug Liman. This is a spy thriller. It follows a rogue master spy who gets a new recruit onto her team who is worried she is trying to kill him. I wonder who the guy will be. Clayface news, Max Minghella is in talks to star in Clayface in a supporting role. Max Minghella, really solid actor. I believe his father was Anthony Minghella, right? The director. Let me check. But Max, you'd know him from The Social Network most famously. He's also on The Handmaid's Tale for several seasons, Teen Spirits. Yep, his father was Anthony Minghella, an absolutely incredible filmmaker. Talented Mr. Ripley. English Patient, Cold Mountain. But very cool news for Max. Task is a new trailer that just dropped for this crime thriller series starring Mark Ruffalo and Tom Pelphrey. The series follows an FBI agent who is tasked with stopping a string of violent robberies led by an unsuspected family man, releasing September 7th on HBO Max. Scarlett Johansson just dropped her trailer for her directorial debut, Eleanor the Great, starring June Squibb and Erin Kellerman. The film follows an elderly woman who makes an unlikely friendship with a young student in New York City. Hits theaters on September 26th. Back to Bumble stuff that we talked about in the opening. We got our first trailer for Swiped, starring Lily James. The film follows the life of Whitney Wolfe Herd, who co-created Tinder and then went on to create Bumble, releasing September 19th on Hulu. Hulu always has the origin story for apps, it seems like. Hulu and Peacock, they always get those. Got a poster for a new horror film called Bone Lake. It's a really interesting poster. It's just all red with the skeleton. The horror film follows 2 couples who mistakenly double-booked the same vacation rental, and their weekend turns into a bloody battle for survival. Sounds a little similar to Barbarian, guys. But what can you do? Hopefully it's good. Addams Family is getting a movie, an animated film. Surprised Netflix hasn't done this sooner. Wednesday creators Alfred Goh and Miles Millar are developing the movie, but it won't be connected to the Netflix series. We got our first look at Chloe Zhao's next film, Hamnet, starring Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley. The film follows William Shakespearean... The The film follows William Shakespeare and his wife, Anne Hathaway, which was actually her name, as they struggle to come to terms with the loss of their only son, Hamnet. Final bit of news. We got a clip from a new movie starring Samara Weaving called Eenie Meenie. The film follows a former teenage getaway driver named Eenie, who is dragged back into her past when a former employer offers her the chance to save her ex-boyfriend. This releases on August 22nd on Hulu, everybody. And yeah, that's about it for movie news. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, Anthony's not here. He's traveling. We're both going to Boston for a family wedding. Cannot wait. So he left first, and I'm taking over duties of the podcast while he's gone. I'll be gone tomorrow. But you'll be with me solo, I think, for 2 movie news episodes in a row. We'll find out. But we have some great episodes coming out for you soon. Obviously, we did an episode on our superhero movies. Are they dead or not recently? Check that out. That dropped on Tuesday. We also have our Alien Earth interviews with the director and creator Noah Hawley coming soon. We're just waiting for approval from the brand to be able to post that. I believe the show just aired to really solid reviews the other day. So go check out Alien Earth. The first 2 episodes are on FX and Hulu. As well as we're doing an episode on weapons very soon. We just recorded it, so we'll be reviewing the huge hits from Zach Kreger very soon. So stay tuned for that episode, plus some other stuff going on. In the meantime, hope you all have a great week. Do all the things. Movieposters.com. Use our code Raiders10 at checkout to get 10% today off your order. Go to patreon.com/. Raiders of Lost Podcast to become a patron today. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews on Spotify and Apple. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Engage with our content. Do all the things that help our show grow. And take care, everyone. See you next time. This episode was executive produced by our incredible Chosen One patrons, Nicholas Martin and Jacob Kossler. Raiders of the Lost Podcast is a mirror image production.